All right, Algebra 1, this is 2.6 absolute value inequalities. I guarantee you're going to love this, okay? All right. You're going to love this one the best because this is an error. This is actually from 2.5. You did it, okay? So you can scratch that one out. All right, so here's what you got. You got two types of symbols. You got these guys, and then you have these guys. See them? If you have these, okay, then your picture, when you graph this, is going to have some shading. And the shading will be, okay, in the middle. Okay. If you have them going the reverse way, they're greater than signs of some type, okay, you're going to shade the left and the right. You're actually going to do both. You're not going to shade the middle. Okay, so watch how I do this. It's very simple. First of all, just break away the bars. Cool. And I'll even say this, make an equal to sign. Okay, and then do it for the opposite. Remember, you always have to do 2. Okay, so here's negative 3.5. Okay, here's 3.5. I'm going to fill in those circles because that's what I have here. And you just shade the middle. Okay, and what that means is that any value that you take between negative 3.5 to 3.5, plug it into this x, it makes a true statement. Cool. Awesome. Now, if it goes the other way, it means you're going to shade the outsides, okay, once you find those points. So here's what I got. I got x plus 3 is equal to 8, and x plus 3 is equal to negative 8. Okay, so don't subtract the 3 until you break it up into 2 parts. Okay. All right, so we will do that now. Okay, subtract 3 to both sides, you get 5. And then here you get negative, sorry, I did that too fast, negative 11. Okay, now make sure the one that's smaller is the one on the left. Okay, so I don't know where 0 is, but we'll put that here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. There's an open circle at negative 11. And I'm going to count by 2's here. 2, 4, here's 5. Okay, and because it goes the other way, okay, you're going to shade to the left, shade to the right. Okay, one of each. Okay, so again, this side, middle. This side means you do the outsides. Okay, this side is the outsides. Okay, last one of this type. First, get the bars by itself. Okay, so let's see. Let's add 7 first before we divide by 3. Remember, we always do add, subtract first, and then we do multiplication, division. Okay, so subtract 7, add 7, sorry. So 3 and absolute value of d plus 1 is greater than or equal to negative 1 plus 7. Now you can use a calculator, but that does give you 6. Okay. Further, to get the 3 off that side, you have to divide, okay, because there's a time sign there. Okay, so absolute value bars of d plus 1 is greater than or equal to 2. Okay, and now that you have the bars by itself, you have a question like you have here, okay, with a greater than sign. So d plus 1 is equal to 2. D plus 1 is equal to negative 2. And I'll subtract 1. Okay, and I'll subtract 1 here. Negative 2 and negative 1 give you negative 3. Okay, now which one is smaller? This guy is smaller. It's negative, so put that over here. Negative 3. And then 1 will go here. And these are closed circles. And I'll shade to the left, and I'll shade to the right. Okay, and that's what happens when you have, again, one of these signs over here, a greater than sign. That's okay. Cool. All right, any questions on that? Cool, let's move on. I got 2 big problems left. It says here that you need to translate it. No big deal, you can do this, okay? A number, what is a number? It's x, okay? Always put a minus sign after it. Now, when you get to this part, is more than, yeah, I'm gonna do this a different color. This will be in blue. What it means is this. I'm going to have to put some bars around here and say what is more than, which in this case is a greater than sign. Okay. The next part is 7 units. Okay, so 7 units is actually the part that's going to go in the back. 7. All right, and then the last piece, it says from 5, this 5 will go here. Okay, now draw some arrows on your paper when you do this, okay, because it's hard to remember all the little places where this goes, okay, and if you can do that, you're going to nail it every time and get it right. All right, but be patient with yourself, just put them in the right spots after you move these items where they should. Okay, now if you have to solve it, I don't think it asks you to. Remember, we just set it equal to 7, and then we set it equal to -7. Okay, so once you add 5 to both sides, you get 12. And once you add 5 to both sides is equal to -2. And remember how this looks, okay? Here's -2, here's 12. These are open circles because there's no little line right here. I don't know if you can see that, but it is a greater than sign, so you will shade to the outsides. And what it means is that any point that's greater than 12 or less than -2 that you plug in here will work, okay? Okay, so perhaps you should try -3. -3, for example, -5 is -8. And you're like, that's not bigger than 7, but when you take the absolute value of it, it is. Okay, last one. It says you're buying a computer. The table's over here. Let me identify it. Okay, shows the prices of computers in a department store. And you're willing to pay the mean. If you don't know what the mean is, that is the same thing as the average. Okay, with an absolute deviation, of no more than 100. Okay, which means when you take this x and subtract it, it cannot be any more than 100. Okay, so what do I need to do? Well, I got to figure out what this is, and that is basically your mean. Okay, and so how do you find the mean? You have to add up everything in there and then divide by the total amount. And if I count those real quick, it's 10. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Get your cell phone or get a calculator, hit pause, okay, and I want you to add these all up on your own. Okay, add them all up, divide by 10. Let me see what you got. Okay, take a minute, hit pause right now. Now. All right, you unpaused it, which means you better have found this total. I think it's 6,380, okay? And if it is, and divided by 10, that gives you 638, okay? And that mean is what's gonna go here. Okay, now, are you done? That's the hard part. You got the hard part done. The rest is this. You have to say x minus 638 is equal to 100, and x minus 638 is equal to the opposite of that, -100, okay? So set it equal to both the positive and the negative version of that. So I will add 638 to both sides. Okay, which gives me 738. And if I add 638 here, okay, I get 538. Okay, and what does that mean? Well, remember, this symbol means you shade the inside. So 538 and 638, you're going to shade the middle and include that. So 738, I'm sorry. See how that was a 7? My bad, 738. And so any of those prices that fall between those two are valid. How many of those are over here? Well, let's count. 890 is too big. 650 is good. I'll put a star there. 660 is good. 450 is too small. 725 is good. 750 is too big. 370 is too small. 670 works. 650 works. 825 is too big. So how many of these work? Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Cool. All right. Part B is not much different. It says the mean price is absolute 75. So x minus, again, 638 Okay, it has to be less than or equal to 75. Okay, and you would treat it the same way. So x minus 638 is equal to 75. X minus 638 is equal to negative 75. Okay, so add this over. So 3, carry the 1, and 7, 7, 13. And this one is also at 638. And I think, if I do my math right, I have to do this in my head, 563. Okay, and so again, those go in these spots. 563 is smaller, that's on the left, and 713 is to the right. Okay, and because you have this symbol, you shade and do the middle. Okay, how many of those satisfy? Well, I'll box these. There's not too many less than 713. That's good. That's good. That's too small. Doesn't work. That doesn't work. 450 is too small. 660 is good. 650 is good. So just those two. Okay. All right. Let me go back just so you can see that. If you have any questions, send me an email or come back to Meets and we'll talk about it more. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day and a great 5 days off from math, which means do it now. Don't do it Wednesday morning because you'll have forgotten it all by then. You're smiling because you know some of you are that type of person. Are like, oh, just whip it out right before class starts. And you'll need to do a little bit better if you want to get it, okay? You'll have to have a better commitment. All right, so do it now, get it done with, have 5 days free of math, and you can enjoy your time off, okay? All right, hope you have a great 3-day weekend. We'll talk to you soon.